Hello and welcome back to the show floor of the Embedded Systems Conference 2011 in San Jose, California. I'm that guy whose name you see down there, and we're in the home stretch of day 2 of our live streaming programming, 4 hours a day. Tomorrow will be the third of 3 days, so stay with us for this afternoon because we have several more fascinating guests, and we have a whole slate of them tomorrow, starting at about 10 in the morning, 10 to about 2 Pacific time. So our next guest is Tony Kingsmith, Vice President of Marketing from the world's number 3, and I didn't know this, which probably doesn't surprise a lot of you, but the world's number 3 IP company, Imagination. Tony, welcome.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
And it sounds like in our off-camera conversation, you guys are doing more than fine.
Yeah. I think we're on a quite a roll. We're really pretty much it when it comes to graphics and multimedia in mobile and embedded. And we're doing a lot more now in the embedded world, which is why we've been building up our presence here in ESC.
So you have a graphics focus, but you also have a fairly broad line offering in IP in general. Talk me through that.
Yeah, so the feature about Imagination is we take the approach of a series of high-performance accelerators that sit alongside CPUs and to build a system of a series of processors. Our graphics processor is what's best known, PowerVR Graphics, which really dominates. It's got more than 70% of the world market there. Our video decoders and encoders, multi-standard, multi-stream decoders, they're used in more than 150 million units already out there. More than 500 million units have been shipped with at least some of our IP. We've got also display technology from deinterlacers to frame rate converters. So basically anything to get a pixel on a screen, we've got a solution for that. We've also got communications IP. Our Insigma product line is multi-standard communications, does all of the TV, radio, mobile TV standards, and now does also Wi-Fi and shortly Bluetooth. The great thing is this is putting all of this multi-standard connectivity onto the same chip as the processor, which we believe is what you need for ubiquitous connectivity, and that's a big message we're delivering here.
Yeah, here at ESC.
Here at ESC, we're talking a lot about our connectivity solutions and how to make this next wave. As we're talking for more than a decade of the GPU is going to go on chip, and people didn't believe us, but now it's true, and that's why we're in a strong position there. So we're saying the next wave after that is ultimately the connectivity's got to go the same way. If we're going to have connectivity in billions of devices, and it's going to be the embedded world that's going to drive that, it's got to be on chip, and we've got a tremendous solution for that, which is not only the IP on the chip, but also the portal it connects to, which we're calling FlowWorld.
But that sounds like an enormously thorny thing to verify and test.
Absolutely. And you've got to take a system solution approach. And this is why it is so hard. The way that we deal with it is quite unique. As our business model, our main business is our semiconductor IP business, but we're also, as a company, an IP company, we can't make chips. Because we compete with our own licensees, if we did. However, we do make products. We have our own division called Pure, which makes digital radio and connected audio devices. And so when we're bringing some of these concepts to market, we use Pure as a means of actually getting them production ready and actually out and selling. And that's exactly what we've done with this flow technology, is this connectivity, the portal, it's all shipping and running today. You can buy a Pure product and see it running. And we're now making that technology available to anybody, any of our partners.
This sort of adds on to that earlier question, but the rap against IP for a long time was, it's all well and good, it's supposed to be plug and play, but you have to verify it within the chip, you have to verify it within the system.
Yep.
That's not an easy thing to do. However, the success of your company sort of suggests that that's industry-wide less of a problem today.
Yeah, I think it's the difference between verification and plug and play. Plug and play sounds good, in reality there's a lot of gotchas in there. You've got to take the system solution approach. And so when people come for our graphics, they expect we've got an API, you talk to the graphics engine, and then they say, you're the experts, you make it happen. And that's exactly what we do. We've verified it, we've got the content that go through it, so they can trust that solution will work. And that's what we do with all of our IP. So same with our connectivity. When we say it's an engine, we don't say it's an engine that could do something. We say it's doing it. Here it is, you can evaluate it, it's shipping in production, look, here it is. And you've got to make these things real in a real system production solution. So we don't do reference designs, we only do production ready designs, whether that's our software drivers or our IP and so on. That's absolutely key.
So amid that success, is it global success, or is IP being picked up a little bit more slowly in emerging areas like China, for instance?
Our business is incredibly global. Our biggest partners are in the US, in Japan, and in Asia. We're making now more ground in Europe as well, with some major new licensees like ST now joining us as well. So it's a very, very global business. China is obviously a challenge for any IP company, but I think we're seeing a renaissance now in the Chinese industry maturing to the point where it makes a lot more sense, and we've got a lot of interest there now as well. So it's a truly global industry, and to make it work in all of these markets, it's all about shrink wrapping it as a solution, not a technology.
Yeah. So let's pretend that it's a year from now and we're sitting here doing this again. What will you have done in the intervening 12 months?
Well, we'll tell you bigger numbers for a start.
Yeah.
The volumes we're now shipping in the hundreds of millions of units per year is just accelerating at a tremendous rate of knots. What we'll be telling you about next year is how we've deployed this technology and how we've enabled new segments. We're best known in smartphone, tablet, netbook, real showpiece stuff. But the reason why we're building up our presence here at ESC is that embedded world is actually what's going to be a lot of the more interesting stuff next. And this is getting into things like healthcare, security, where to demonstrate our flow world technology, we're not using a smartphone, we're using a bear, which we call Flow Bear. Just to point out, connected toys is going to be a big deal.
Yes.
And so this is what we think is the big story, is getting connectivity into absolutely everything, but making it useful. There's no point in doing it to show you, isn't this clever, we've done it. It has to be useful. And that's what we're showing here now, and I plan to be here a year from now telling you all the good things we've done with it.
Well, I look forward to that. Tony Kingsmith from Imagination, thanks for stopping by. These guys have a presence here, so if you are in town here in San Jose, stop by and see these guys and all sorts of other cool vendors here. And get ready for it. If you've watched all day long, we're going to take another couple-minute break, and we'll be back like magic with our next guest. Thanks for watching.